So imagine that you've just had like the worst day of school ever. You failed a test, or you found out you failed a course, or you've just had a bad day at work and you just are thinking, comfort food. I need comfort food and I need it now, but you only have a 30-minute lunch. The thing is, in Portland, you can actually do that. You can go get whatever kind of food you want very quickly and very cheaply. So I'm going to be talking about Portland's food carts and their history, even though it's very short, and then the two different kinds of food carts that Portland has to offer. There are roving trucks and there are stationary trailers. So there's going to be things that I'm covering. So the history of the food carts is not like something you're going to get in a history course here. It's only like 20 years old. It started in 1980. And so according to an article in the Oregonian by Spencer Hines in 2001, there are 4 original spaces for Portland's food carts. And they were in the park blocks, which is like a very central location in downtown Portland. And according to another article in the same newspaper, Courtney Thompson in 2001, those spaces sold in February of 2001 for $194,000. So it's definitely a growing phenomenon, and now, 11 years after that, it's even more popular. And there are a lot of carts. There's a New York Times travel guide that was published in 2009 by Matt Gross. It says there's 450 food carts sort of scattered around the Portland metro area, most of them obviously concentrated in downtown where, there's the highest density of people, and obviously where the Portland State University campus is. And the article before by Hines in 2001 says that the earliest cart has been around, it's been open since 1980. So it's been open for a very, very long while, and they're still going. Now, there are 2 kinds of carts. The first one is a roving truck, which is something like this. This is Koi Fusion, and I'm going to be talking about it a little bit. I actually had a phone interview with the chef and the owner of this truck here, and he says that roving trucks are starting to catch on. People like the idea of being able to follow something around. It's kind of like that geotagging game where you have to go find something and then you get to post pictures of it and Facebook statuses. And he said that people like doing that because what they'll do is they literally will drive around in the self-contained kitchen and they will park somewhere and they'll tweet their address and the times that they're going to be there, and people will just sort of flock to their location. And he said in the same interview that people, he used the word groupies. So there's a lot of people, especially college students, who love following these guys around. And I've done the same thing. I mean, it's kind of cool to be able to you sit at your phone and you wait for a tweet from these people to say where you can go get food. He did say in that same interview, though, that they are kind of inconvenient. Obviously, they don't get a lot of businessmen because you cannot make it to a food cart and back if you don't know where it is in 30 minutes. So he gets a lot of Portland State University students and people who are just kind of cruising around downtown. Not a lot of big shot businessmen. And he did say that they have a more stationary location in the works. So the other type of food cart that Portland has is a stationary truck or trailer, whatever you want to call it. And my favorite one is BBQ Fusion, and it's the one who I talked to the owner of again. His name's Ernest. And in a 2012 interview that I had with him, just 2 weeks ago, he said he's been around for years. He kind of exists in a cluster of food carts, and that's kind of his way of, everybody kind of feeds off of each other here, pun intended, but everyone kind of feeds off each other, the energy, they all form in clusters, birds of a feather flock together. He said that his clients are a lot more mixed than Koi Fusion's because of his location and his transient nature. It's a lot easier for people to get to him in a lunch break and back wherever they need to be. Stationary trucks are also a lot easier to manage. Their overheads are lower. They don't have to pay for gas. They don't have to pay for maintenance on a vehicle. They don't have to pay for registration or anything like that. This guy, Jameson Witkop, but it's Witkop since he's German, owns German Bratwurst stand. And he said that his overhead is literally half of what Koi Fusion's is, just because he doesn't have to pay for all of the things that go along with owning a vehicle and keeping a vehicle running. And Ernest, the guy, the BBQ Fusion guy, said that he doesn't think that he would be around if he had to pay for gas and maintenance and everything. He says he thinks he wouldn't have been able to get off the ground at all. So Portland has a lot of food to offer. There's a lot of food to be had. And the cool thing is that between Portland's 450 plus food carts, you can find whatever you want. So, told you about the history, the short one, since 1980 to now, and the two different kinds of food carts, the roving trucks and the stationary trailers. So if you're ever in Portland and you find yourself with a hankering for something Polish, something German, maybe Russian, or maybe you want Texas-style barbecue, you'll be able to find it on the side of the sidewalk.